on this computer. Yeah, okay. We are organizing this as a part of our troubleshooting document, like FAQs about the Sala integration, Sala application, what Sala is, and everything. And also at the end of the session, I will give you an opportunity to ask questions. So if you have any questions, let's like without pause, let's just continue, because this recording should be coherent, and at the end we can have some small session about the questions. So what is Sala? Uh, you know, it's just a market, just like Amazon. Everyone can have, just like Shopify, everyone can have their stores. This is a marketplace, and post their items as a storefront, and then from that storefront, our application's main purpose will be to generate orders, push orders from Sala to our Shipox accounts. So mainly our applications, our plugins, you can say plugins, will be used as a portal from Sala to Shipox. So whenever a new customer comes and asks, do you have Sala integrations? Our answer is yes, and there is some complex process of integration that will be required from the client side. So the first thing the client needs to do, it's like I will also divide this into two parts. Like when the client comes to you and asks you, I need a Sala integration, there will be two parts to that. So one, they will need to create their own application, and then that application needs to be connected to their account by customer support or by whoever member of our organization. So the application building development on Sala will be their responsibility. So how do they do it? So they have two things with Sala: Sala partners account and Sala store. So once they have Sala store, first they will only have Sala store. So they got Sala store and they are listing out their items to sell. And when they come to ask for an integration, you need to tell them to get a partner's account from Sala. Partner's account will be provided to the merchant, to Sala merchant. So Sala merchant should come. Usually, like the Sala partners is where courier companies should work. Like for example, let's say we've got Tabit, and he's got a client. Let's say his client is Zara. Zara has a Sala store. If Zara wants to connect to Tabit, Tabit needs to create an application on Sala partners account. And then once they create the application, that will be installable on Sala store. So Zara can install Tabit application and push the orders to Tabit. So what Tabit needs to do is get a partner's account, create their application. So if you go to My Apps, this is just a partner's account. As you can see, everything is pretty tidy and neat. And we've got a lot of applications. This is our test partners account for Shipox. As you can see, we've got a lot of applications, and these applications, if they go live, if Sala team approves, all of them should be installable by the stores. So the store can just easily go to the application store and install one of these applications whenever they want. Right now, all the applications here are on development because we have transferred all the apps to their own Sala partners account. For example, there used to be Tabit application, there used to be Delex application here, but we transferred already to their own partners account. We are not hosting any courier company's application anymore. So how do they do it? How to create their application? How the courier company create their application? So as you can see, there is a pretty beginner friendly, human friendly step. You can just create a shipping application from the get-go. Continue. There are some intricacies here, like what's the name of the application and company descriptions. Once you go ahead, like it will ask you to add your icon, your website, your webhooks if needed. All those things is the company's responsibility. Company should build their own background data, their logos, their application pictures. So this is not our job. So once they done it, once everything is done, this part, which is app details part, at the end is our responsibility to review, to do. So this is where Shipox details will be integrated to Sala application. So in this app details, let me get rid of this one. And in Shipox details, like app details, as you can see, everything is done. The icons are updated. Everything is done. Like they have website, they have support mail, and from here, uh, they will have client ID, client secret key, which is what we need. So we need to ask these things from the customer. These things will be auto-generated in this part. Like these things are there automatically, and then they'll have app scope. App scope is pretty simple. We only need to check basic information read only, webhooks read and write, and shipping company read and write. So these three things should be ticked for Shipox integration to work. Anything else we don't need, like other things if ticked, that means it's wrong. So we will explain this to the customer too, but if you want to review, if you are troubleshooting the application, you need to just check out the app scopes. If these three are read and write, because we need webhooks to be able to read and write the information coming and going to Sala. And also we need basic information to be readable by Shipox. And shipping also, we need to able to read and write, because we do status updates, we do order pushing. So that's the only thing, like first step to check if these are right. And then you need to enable the easy mode. I'm not gonna detailize on this. Easy mode will enable Shipox to store the tokens on our database. The custom mode wasn't like that. So we moved to the easy mode, but easy mode needs to be enabled from the get-go. It's a default easy mode they need. And these three ticks you should check, and anything else we don't need. Like if they ask, for example, categories and other things like taxes or fulfillment, we don't do those things, so we don't need those scopes. And once you update it, you click on update scopes and everything is ready. And a webhook URL, we need to provide webhook URLs on our own. So the webhook URL for this, for example, if you look at this one, it's just someone provided ngrok URL, but this is not correct. Our default webhook URL is prod API. This is I will reference this in the different documentation, but usually the webhooks URL will be something like this, like prod API, shipox.com, prod API. It will be something like this, but this one is variable. This will change based on the marketplace ID of the customer. For example, let's say this integration, Tabit is doing this integration, right? What I need to do, I need to change this value to Tabit's marketplace ID. How do I find Tabit's marketplace ID? I'll just go to app.shipox.com. I'll just go to the main marketplace and get the ID from the marketplace. So let's just log in. It's taking a bit of time. All right, now where? Okay, I can just go to marketplace settings. This is where you can see all the accounts on registered to Shipox. I need Tabit, for example. If you are integrating Tabit, you need Tabit, and I can just get this ID. This is the marketplace ID that we need for this webhook. So webhook doesn't change. Nothing will be changing. Only this part will change. So whatever you like, this means this webhook, this application will only be pushing orders to this marketplace, which is the Tabit marketplace. That's why this is vital. You need to put this marketplace ID here. You need to check this all the time. And once you put this, system will generate webhook secret key. So we've got, if you remember, and this has to be token by default. If you remember, we've got 3 keys right now. So first, client ID, client secret, and webhook secret. So all those 3 needs to be taken from the customer. You need to tell the customer, hey, I need those 3 things once you have done with your application. First, client ID, client secret, and client webhook URL. And then he copies and pastes and sends to you. So when you got those 3 keys, you need to come to this application settings in the marketplace, go to settings, and in the settings, we have Sala integration. So we've got Shopify integration, we've got Zid integration, we need Sala. So here, you need to click on edit and paste the client ID, client secret, webhook secret. So that's the second part that CS or any member of Shipox needs to get involved. So whenever client says, hey, I made my application, I put the webhook URLs that you told me, and everything is done. What should I need to do? So before they go about installing, testing their application, you need to ask, hey, give me the client ID, give me the client secret key, give me the webhook secret key. So once you got everything, you need to paste everything here, submit, and save. Do not forget to click on this save. So once you have saved everything, the application is good to go. But before that, there is store events. So the store events, we only need 2 events. This has 7 events, which is wrong. Sala doesn't approve this. Shipox integration can work with 7 events, but we don't need those 7 events, and Sala doesn't like application to be using, like idling events. So what we need to do, we only need no need for order events. We can just delete all the events. And in the shipping event, we only need shipment creating and shipment cancel. That's it. Only 2 we need. There is nothing that we need from Sala. So remember always, shipment creating, shipment canceled. Shipment creating to push the orders. Shipment canceled is to map the canceled orders to the canceled orders. Like when you cancel the order from Shipox, it will be canceled on Sala side. So that's it. We only need 2 events. Save this. And as you can see now, okay, Sala sometimes does this thing, annoying thing, but still, let me just pick up where I left off. So now I think I was in the, yeah, okay. From here, like we got everything, and I was in the events. So no need for these events. As I said, no need for any event. We only need in the shipping, we only need shipment creating, shipment cancel. That's it. I save this and good to go. The application good to go. But you need to check it. There's only 2 events enabled here. Now, these things, shipment settings, policies, shipment features are the courier company's responsibility. You don't need to, add rates to yourself. Like these are the things that they need to do, like how many days it takes for them to deliver the items that's pushed from Sala. These things we don't change. DNS management we don't change. And how do you, once everything is done, application is good to go, but there is one thing that they need to do. As you can see, start publishing your app. This is the most complicated process. Even though everything is done, everything is correct, when they click on start publishing your app, this will send a request to the Sala team for publishing. Like this client wants to publish Sala application, and Sala team, they have QA team, they have their own control team that reviews the application, and then they will ask for a meeting. You need to book a meeting. The client books a meeting with Sala team to approve the process. I fully, handed over this process to Sala team, but they still require our presence. Any guy from our team needs to join and test the application with Sala team. So that's what they need. That's what they require, because client himself can mess up. For example, if they ask some things like, let's say, why you are not using, let's say, read-only event in shipping or anything else, you need to be able to answer like, we ship as Shipox, we only handle this event. Like, that's why we need to be joining the publish Sala approval meetings. So once the meeting is booked, we just go there, we taste the application. And does the testing goes? So once I publish this application, let me install. As you can see, there are demo stores that are created here. So you can just go ahead and click on install app. This will install the application, to the test store. Like, it's just redirecting me to one of the test stores. Now this is the installation process. Yeah, this one is installed. This is how Sala integration, Sala store looks like. This is the store that client uses. And this is the installation process. Like, it's just asking, hey, do you want to install the application? Grant permit. Now the application is installed to the system, to the store. So I can push my orders with this store. As you can see, in this store, let's say this guy, this store, as you can see in the installed apps, they have a lot of other shipment companies that are integrated. So when I'm pushing the orders, I can opt out or opt in to use any of these 6 applications. Like, for example, I want to push my order with integration QA. I want to push my order integration development. So these are the courier companies. Like, we've got, for example, Sab Express, Tabate, Nashme, other companies. So you can install all of them. A store can install all of those applications and choose which one to push with. So the order pushing process is pretty easy. Like, you can just go to orders. Like, from now on, everything is easy. Like, you choose the order, choose the courier company, which one you want to push with. Like, this one is integration QA, and you can choose and click on push the order, and it will be pushed. So before doing that, you need to also make sure, like, once the application is installed, the installed application will come to the Shipox side. Like, when you click on install, doesn't mean that it's installed and everything is ready. Someone from Shipox side, from the courier company side, needs to enable the integration. For example, this store installed the application, and then the application is installed, but doesn't mean that it's good to go. Let's say Nashme company store is installing it. Nashme needs to come to the integrations dashboard to see which store installed the application. So Sala integrations, as you can see, a lot of stores integrated, installed the Sala application. So which one is the new one? For example, this guy newly installed, or this guy. So this is what we receive once the application is installed. So from here, you need to configure which customer will be pushing the order from that store, which service type will be used for that integration, and which reverse type will be used. And then everything is good to go. You can activate and save. Before saving, there is an option here, who needs to pay the charges. Like, for example, some companies has different methods. Like, some companies makes sender to pay for the orders. Some companies makes the recipient pay for the orders. They can choose it from here. Let's say recipient, in the most case, it's the majority of customers. Like, for example, you are ordering from Sala, you are the recipient. So you need to pay for everything. Usually it's recipient. And status mapping not needed. This one is the old UI. We don't need status mapping. It's in the background. You don't care about this. And you can save it. Once you save this, all the orders from that store will be coming from this customer. So that's it, like, with this service type. So and the application is good to go. And how do I troubleshoot the errors? One, let's say I can just open my sticky notes. How do I troubleshoot the problem? So the first thing we need to do, number one, we need to ask, like, let's say customers can come with a lot of questions. Like, I want to integrate Sala application. We know what to do. Get a Sala partners application, create your application, tell the store to install it. And then the other most common issue is that orders are not getting pushed. Orders are not getting pushed. So what do I do in this situation? So the first thing, like, we will go back to that cycle. Hey, did you install the application? Have you enabled the application? First of all, did you install the application? If the answer is yes, check that integration. Like, I have my client, let's say Najmi, can say this order is not getting pushed. You can ask, like, did you install the application? Who is the client name? It's Abayat Rival, right? You can come here, check Abayat Rival. Yes, they have installed, but they are not activated. So this would be the solution. Hey, okay, your store is activated, your store installed the application, but you haven't configured anything on your courier company backend. So that's one solution. And second, if you come here and see that everything is configured and then the order is not getting pushed, that means there is a problem on our end. So you need to get the order number. Let's say we can just go to Telegram for that. Telegram, and see any issues with Sala. Let's say I can go to Flow to exemplify one of the issues that they are facing. Okay, why Telegram is not opening? Is it down? Okay, let's give it a time. Yeah, I'm clicking. Telegram. My Telegram is not opening. So anyways, I can give you another example. Let's say okay, I got this one. Let's say the client texted me. For example, client can call you or text you and ask you, for example, this one. Like, you can ask, like, which order. This one is Z, but the troubleshooting is the same. For example, I'm just asking, what's the order number? Let's say you can ask, the orders are not getting pushed, and you check that activation is enabled. It's activated, and you can ask the order number. Once you get the order number, what I do is I don't have direct access to the logs. That's why for customer support and for those purposes on Telegram, we've got, wow, we need Telegram anyways. Why it's not opening? Just a second, give me a moment, okay? I'll be stopping the recording. So let's say I got the order number, right? I got the order number. I don't have exactly, direct access to the logs, but still, what I do have is, let's say I can just copy. I have this, the development team created this bot for us that, throws out the logs for us. So all the logs are here, and I can just search for that exact order number. Order number will be usually index and find. Okay, why it's not pasting it? Now the pasting problem. So still, let me just show one of the logs. So once you get the order number, let's say this order number is given to you, right? You can search from here. It will point you to this one. And it's asking, hey, Sala order already exists. So that means customer has pushed the order already, and he's trying again without knowing that it's pushed to the system. So, and also it's saying, like, these are the problems that you see. Like, for example, this one. you can get the order ID and search the order ID from here. And then when you search, it will show you this message. It's saying CT for recipient not found by the provided lat long pair is required. Also, it's a messed up error message, whoever came up with the error message, but it's asking recipient city not found. So what you do is you can ask which city is your client sending. It can be any ridiculous city, any name, like can be outside Saudi or anything like that. So you need to clarify, hey, are you sending a correct city for the recipient? And then you can also check yourself in their logs. For example, if you go to Nashmi, there is an incomplete orders. This is basically a user interface log for the client. So the client can come and see. Usually we shouldn't still open like this, expose this to the customer, but it's fine. For example, let's give it a time to load. In the incomplete orders, they can see why certain order from Sala, Zit, or any other integration is not being pushed. Okay, here, as you can see, look at the source, Sala, 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 Sala. So that means these orders didn't come to the system for these reasons. Like, for example, Space Brand is pushing orders yesterday from Sala. Everything is good, but there is this problem. Credit balance payment is not activated. So that means what you need to do, you just check Space Brand. The error message is saying credit balance payment is not activated. You can just go to customer, Space Brand, check if the credit balance payment is activated to the customer in the finance settings. So let's check. You see, no option is enabled. So that means you need to enable the credit balance, but I'm not going to do it. I can just inform them right now. Nashmi doesn't even know what's happening to them. I can just tell them that, hey, get a screenshot. Your customer doesn't have credit balance option. That's why he is having this particular problem with Sala orders. So please enable the credit card option, so they won't have problems. So that's how you troubleshoot. Like, you get the order ID. If that's not being pushed, you check the logs. The logs usually show the exact message. These incomplete orders might not show it. Sometimes it ignores certain orders. And also when there is a different error, this package rule error, you should be able to know, like, I don't think Wing brand has a particular service type enabled for them. So what you need to do is go to just get the Wing brand, copy it, go to package rules. If there is a package rule, there's default package rule, only one package rule, but you can check client type. Like, for example, particularly this one shouldn't throw this kind of error, because this package rule is general for Riyadh orders and for any client. If we come to this log here, and why should it throw package rule error? So that's how you can involve the QA team or development team. Because, for example, if you look at this one, package rule not found, but there is a package rule, and I see the problem here. Remember, the conditions only allow the orders from Riyadh to Riyadh, but they are sending Riyadh province. So Riyadh province is different location. So you need to tell the client, hey, default package rule, the package, your service type only workable, operational in the Riyadh zone, Riyadh city, not the province. Please push your order from Riyadh to Riyadh only. So that would be your answer to this problem. Like, this is really good, Bible of the issues. And then from here, you can just check first, okay, package rule error. If there is a package of, like, once if you put integration, Sala integration, if you set it aside, everything boils down to these Shipox native errors, natural Shipox errors. Like, once you're done the integration, like application is created, it is activated, all good, and from there on, like only problems will be related to Shipox, like configuration errors. Like there is nothing technical here, only like not good configured. And certain ones needs certain, you need to just raise it to the QA team or the development team or the product team if they complain a lot and if you cannot resolve it yourself. But usually if you see here 109 items, all of them are workable on the CS level. So I can, for example, I can get a call and tell the client, hey, you have this many problems, and all of them are happening because of misconfiguration of Sala or Zid for that matter. And configuration is fine, but the Shipox side configuration is not good. Yeah, that's it about Sala. Like, let me recap it. Like, first thing you need to do once the integration is starting, you need to tell them to get partners account, create their application. From app details, you can get involved, join the calls or join with the client and say, put this easy mode, only enable these fields. Uh, this webhook I'll provide, like there is one webhook, you need to only change the marketplace ID and give it to the client. Like if it's the sub express, you put the sub express marketplace ID, and then you give it to the client, and then the webhook secret key. And what you need to do is, once everything is done, test it with the client, and before that, like get the webhook secret key, client ID, others to the marketplace settings. So that's it. That's basically the main general workflow. And also there's a really good tool on Sala itself for you to check what's going on. There's webhook logs on Sala, which is a really good feature. You can just see if Sala is itself a problem in this. For example, these events are being sent, right? But for 404, that means Sala is sending us these events, but Shipox is not responding, right? Or Shipox side doesn't implement the mapping. Or the same goes to a lot of order push events. Shipment creating event is most important. If you look at like for example, shipment creating, that means Sala pushed the order, 200 success, that means Shipox has that order. So these logs are really important. Like you can just come here, see if the event is sent from Sala itself. If Sala sends the event, Shipox is not receiving, that means it's the Shipox problem. If Sala is not sending any event, it's Sala's problem. You can refer the client to the Sala side, so they will resolve the problem among themselves. Yeah, so that's it. If you have any questions, we've come to that Q&A part of our session. You can ask me the questions. I'm willing to just go over once again. If you don't understand, just feel free. No stupid questions. Like there is no no questions are stupid here. You can ask anything. So I can just go back and explain once again.
Thank you, Hamdam. It was really a great, session. Yes, I have one questions regarding the, uh, app scope, where you only check mark 2, 3 things, but I can see, yes, I know there are so many things which is not needed there, but if you talk about the orders, customers and brands, so don't you think these are these are the part of Shipox? Why
Okay.
don't we check mark these
Yeah, that's a good
things?
question. That's a good question. So you can think of these scopes as the functionalities that Sala offers. So Sala is offering fulfillment for orders. Sala is offering cart management. Sala offering product management, the item management on the store, and DNS management. But Shipox only uses shipping. like we are a shipping company, we don't need anything else. Like for example, StoreFox, if you are like there, if Rizwan starting out, let's say StoreFox integration, Sala StoreFox integration, which we really need actually. So in that case, they need orders scope because orders is used for fulfillment, which StoreFox, which is the sole purpose of StoreFox. But we only need shipping. So that's why we're only using this shipping event. So Sala also needs us to use shipping events to handle shipping events. So these are
So
the functionalities that Sala offers, but we only use shipping to answer your
so
question.
I agree. I understand that. So don't you think if we check mark shipping, so the order numbers also comes, in Shipox?
Yeah.
So how it comes, how does order numbers comes in Shipox if we don't check mark the orders?
No.
Uh,
If you check mark shipping read and write,
hmm.
shipping request itself, shipment push request itself will have all the details of the order. So
Okay.
it's not separate.
Okay. Then it clarifies that,
Yeah,
if shipment, they send all the required information itself when it goes to shipping. Yes,
exactly. Yeah.
I agree.
So
And
yeah,
basic information read only, and the webhook is read and write. So I since I don't have a very good technical background, so I also need to understand the webhook working here. So I
webhook,
do
you can,
understand that
let me just explain in a simple
here.
terms. Webhook
Yes.
is, you can think of it as a remote. You have a remote for air conditioning. You
Uh,
click on it without just getting up. You just you sit on your place, you click it, and air conditioning works, right? So webhook is
mhm.
also the same thing. Webhook just listens all the time. If you click that button, it makes the air conditioning work. In this case, for example, when you put the webhook here, it listens to everything that's happening on Sala and on Shipox. For example, this is two-way webhook. For example, there is an order push event clicked
Mhm.
on Sala end. This webhook will be listening to that event and sends immediately to Shipox. Hey, Shipox, this guy clicked on push button. You need to receive that order and publish it on your system. And that's you can just think of it as a remote, as a portal.
Okay, I understand
Um,
that. So the reason I asked this question because last week I was talking to Thabit. They nor they raised one issue that the order is not shipped in system, but
yeah.
when we checked the webhook, it was shipped, delivered, sorry, there, but on the
Oh, okay,
order
yeah.
side. So
Those,
that was the understanding I wanted to clear here. So
yeah, those things,
why it's not syncing?
those those things are different things. Okay, this webhook not only responsible for order pushing, but also
Mhm.
status synchronization. Let's say there is an order push event for order 111. So 111 published on Shipox, and it's there on Salla too. So this webhook needs to make sure that whenever order is assigned to courier on Shipox, Salla
Mhm.
side should also know the order is assigned. So like this has to be two-way communication. Like this one is delivered, Salla should receive an event about it being delivered and update its statuses based on that. So the problem
Mm.
that's happening on Tabit, we are saying webhook is working, but the statuses are not working because it was wrongly mapped. For example, Salla is Shipox is sending delivered update, but let's say Salla is just putting returned event. So that means there is a wrong mapping. Salla is understanding delivered event as being return event. Like I'm just giving an example. There is no such an issue with Salla, but the Tabit case, the webhooks are working fine, but the mapping is wrong.
Now I saw that you mentioned the issue that was a problem with the
Yeah.
old app driver was using. That was the issue.
Okay, if all good, we can finish up with this session. Let me stop recording.